Exron Music with Sippy. After a set at Electric Zoo, we're gonna ask her a few questions.
Yeah.
Okay, so, well, first of all, how are you enjoying New York, and how was your set out there today? We did get to catch it. So.
Yeah, I love New York. Like, I've been here a couple of times, like, just like having holidays and things like that, and I really love it here. So it's really nice to be back in New York. The set was amazing. I didn't think that many people would come out for my set, and then I saw all these people, and I was like, oh my god, like, this is amazing.
Yeah, the energy is so
yeah,
nice.
the energy was incredible. So I had a really good time. That was good.
Nice. You've been playing a lot of shows recently, but we have to ask, how was playing at DeadRocks?
Oh my god. I think everyone knows the answer to this, because I was like, oh my god, that was my first show back in the US. And
oh my gosh,
it was
I didn't realize
incredible.
that.
Yeah, and I was very nervous for it, and it was an incredible, the set was amazing. I've obviously never played there like that, never even seen a show there. And then, other people have seen it. Like, I had this moment where I got up on the decks and was playing a song, and I just started bawling my eyes out because I was just
Such a special moment.
overwhelmed and excited, in such a good way. It's something that I'll always remember.
Oh my gosh, that's
it was
amazing.
something that was just, every time I talk about it, I smile. And,
That's one of my favorite venues for New York.
Oh,
I can't imagine playing there.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, this is really live.
I know, and especially after COVID too,
Yeah.
coming back to the US and that
That's the
beautiful
thing.
venue.
Having that and trying to get there for it, and thinking maybe I won't be able to get there and all this sort of stuff. And then when I was there, I was like, oh my god, I've been waiting.
all worth it.
Yeah, it was good.
So, from what I understand, you recently moved to the U.S. from Australia. How
Yeah.
has that whole move been for you? I guess you've had to pick up and...
Yeah, it's been huge. Honestly, coming back and forth, it's been an absolute mess in terms of, I moved here at the start of 2020, just before COVID, but I was only here for 6 weeks. I then went back home for a holiday and then got stuck there. All of my belongings were here, and so I was over in Australia. And then when it came to come back, I obviously wanted to come over here. It was really hard to get over here because of Australian legislation and all this sort of stuff. And I got no warning. It was pretty much I had a couple of weeks, and it was like, all right, get it together and let's go. So it was a very quick move. And I also went from living at home with my family, my entire family, to now living in a new country, in a new city, completely on my own, in a new lifestyle. And I was I don't know, at first, obviously it's been super fun and super exciting, but I think I've underestimated how it's and LA is so different to Sydney, Australia, Sydney's our big city, but it's still pretty quiet. And then I go to LA and I'm there is just so many people and so much going on. And so it's been amazing to be in the States. I just feel so happy and in my element in terms of playing shows and writing music and all that sort of stuff. But it takes a big adjustment. It's definitely and getting into the routine of it too. Okay, this is my life now, and it's writing music all the time, and it feels like I'm learning to be an adult again.
Yeah, I feel you learn a lot about yourself just being kind of thrown in into
definitely.
your career, into everything.
Into everything at the same time, and I'm trying to cope with it all. I'm oh my god. But it's great. It's great.
Good. So what is your favorite city to play in America? Or some of them, maybe?
That's really hard. Well, I've only played so many spots.
So far.
Yeah, so far. I think so far, I've played some pretty, incredible sets in Denver. So Denver, I've played there probably the most out of any city, so that's why I really, remember it. But from the club shows to even DeadRocks, Denver has been absolutely amazing. Other than that, I played DC, was incredible.
At Echo Stage you played,
yeah,
right?
so I played Echo Stage, and then the time before that I played the Soundcheck. Both times were just, the crowd were really awesome, it was great. But then also this week, or today, coming to New York and playing in Baltimore, it was amazing. Just the energy of the crowd, even though it was a little bit earlier, everyone was ready and keen to go. And then also I love the city, so it's a good mix of both.
Nice.
And I'm excited because I'm coming back in a few months, so I'm yes, I need to come back to New York again and play again. So they're probably the top, all the three that I have really remembered. How fun they were.
I feel all three places kind of have a really good bass music scene
Yeah,
too, so it fits.
It fits really
Yeah,
well.
that makes
yeah.
sense.
All right, you're playing the Excision show, right? Do you
Yes.
have anything special planned for that yet?
Yeah, I mean, yes and no. I'm like, I definitely have a lot of unreleased music, so
Okay.
I'm pretty keen to play all that, and I feel like that show for me, like, also as, like, obviously as an artist I'm really excited, but like as a fan I am too, because the lineup, I'm like, whoa,
It's
like, this
crazy.
is insane, and I'm like, I get to play and then watch these people play, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's
That's
pretty,
the both worlds.
yeah, exactly, so I'm pretty excited, and I feel like I can definitely go a little bit like harder for that stuff.
It's that lineup.
Yeah,
Very
I'm like,
excited.
but I also need to take out some songs because the guy's playing. I'm like, can I play all of them?
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh,
Gotta figure out some new stuff.
yeah. So I'm really excited for that.
Do you mind if I just backtrack a little bit? I just want to ask, what got you into production and DJing? Like, how did you, like, I guess, get to this point?
Yeah, when I was in high school, I was always really into music, and I always loved writing music, but I more wrote with like instruments. So like I played piano, guitar, and drums, and like wrote for orchestras and wrote for bands and things like that. And then after school, I thought that if you weren't the best at one instrument, I was like, you're never really gonna make it. So I just was like, okay, this can be for fun. And then
It's pretty cutthroat.
yeah. And then eventually I was like, I just want to learn to produce for fun because I miss it. And then that's when I started DJing, just to kind of like help me understand all the technology and understand the music a bit better. And then from there, it just kind of snowballed and it started going really well. And all my sets, like I got scouted for residencies and things like that. So that was snowballing. And then when it came to music, like I was learning on Friends and on YouTube and doing all that. And then went to Icon and studied there. And then before I knew it, I got to a point where I was like, I could try and really do this full time, or you know, like now's a good time to
Yeah.
give it a go.
All or
And
nothing.
so yeah,
Yeah.
since then I haven't looked back. I think that was probably like 4 years ago.
That's the best decision, just to go all in and make it
now
work.
I'm like, oh, and I was in a very like fortunate spot. Like I was living at home with my parents, and I was like, you know, I was like, okay, if anything, if shit's gonna hit the fan, at least like we can't fuck this up. I live alone in an apartment, like fuck.
Gotta put it all out there.
Yeah, but it's since then it's been amazing, and like I love writing music, I love producing, and that's why the COVID year was really hard. But all I did the whole year was